we are going to learn about Saint Juan Diego and Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Saint Juan Diego lived from 1474 to 1548 in Mexico City. He and his wife converted to Catholicism and were baptized when he was 50 years old. He was among the very first of his people to convert to Catholicism. Juan Diego was committed to his new Catholic faith and would walk long distances just to learn about Jesus or go to Mass. On December 9, 1531, as he was on his way to Mass, Mary, the mother of Jesus, appeared to him.
We are going to read you the story of what happened. Early one Saturday morning, Juan Diego was walking to church. He was on the top of a hill when he saw a beautiful lady. "I am Mary, the Virgin," she said. "I want you to build me a church, so all will know my protection. Go to the bishop and tell him." Juan Diego hurried at once to the bishop. After listening to Juan Diego, the bishop sent him away. Juan Diego went back to the beautiful lady and said, "The bishop did not believe me. I'm sorry, I failed my lady." "Go back to the bishop again. Say that I am Mary, the Mother of God." This time, the bishop listened, but asked for a sign from the Virgin. The lady told Juan Diego not to be troubled. "Go to the hillside and bring back the flowers you find." It was a cold and frozen day in December, yet roses covered the place. Juan Diego picked the flowers and carried them in his tilma back to the bishop. Juan Diego unfolded his tilma to show the bishop. The roses fell to the ground. The bishop fell to his knees. Juan Diego looked at his tilma. A picture was there of the lady. And this is the picture on the tilma that can still be seen today in Mexico.
Wow! So why did Mary decide to appear to St. Juan Diego?
Because the people in Mexico, known as Aztecs, believed in many gods, and they believed that to make their gods happy, they had to kill others. So they were doing human sacrifices, where they would kill humans and animals to make their gods happy.
Jesus and Mary saw this happening in heaven and decided that they needed to stop the Aztecs from doing all the killing. We all know that killing is very bad, and there aren't gods that need this killing to stay happy.
We know that there's only one God, and he doesn't want us hurting each other. But the Aztec people didn't know about our God. So Mary decided to appear to St. Juan Diego to tell them about Jesus and our God and to stop the killing.
The image of Mary is on Juan's cloak, and it can still be seen today. Over 10 million people a year go to see this cloak with the image on it.
The cloak was made out of cactus cloth, which would have fallen apart and disintegrated after 20 years. But 470 years later, we still see the cloak, and it has not fallen apart.
All different kinds of scientists have tried to study the cloak, but they cannot explain how we are still able to see the image today. Even NASA scientists who have looked at the cloak have decided that the cloak is a miracle. Now we are going to talk about some of the other miracles that are associated with it.
The image of Mary on the cloak, which can be seen here, is not sewn or placed on the cloth. There are also no paintbrush strokes or drawing lines, so it wasn't even drawn on the cloak. In fact, the image of Mary is actually floating 1/100th of an inch above the cloth.
and the stars on the cloak are in the same layout that they would have been seen in the sky on the night that she appeared.
And Mary is actually pregnant in the image. So, doctors placed a stethoscope on her belly and they heard the heartbeat of a baby boy, which we know is Jesus.
On November 4th in 1921, a bad man decided that he wanted to bomb the cloak and the church that it was in. So he put 29 sticks of dynamite right underneath the cloth. Everything exploded and everything was broken, including the altar in the church and the railings and the floor. But miraculously, the cloak with the image on it was completely fine and had no signs of damage from the explosion.
Saint Juan Diego's love for his newfound faith, encouraged to be Catholic when no one else was, allowed him to see Mary. He was able to help spread the news of Jesus through Mary's image. And 9 million people quickly became Catholic after seeing this image, and the sacrifices of humans and animals had stopped.
Thanks so much for joining us in Mexico and learning about St. Juan Diego.
Bye, guys!